If your Asana is a mess or you're still trying to run your coaching business out of your brain and a single overloaded Google Doc, I promise there's a better way. This video is your unofficial tour guide to a clean, coach-friendly Asana setup. One that makes your business feel less messy and more like, oh, I know exactly where that is. No fancy tools, no spreadsheet sorcery, just structure that supports your actual brain. It's especially good if you're neurodivergent or easily overwhelmed by a wall of digital stickies. Hi, same. I'll walk you through the best way to use Asana if you're a coach, so your business runs smoother and your brain doesn't feel like a browser window with 47 tabs open, all silently screaming. And while you're watching, let me know in the comments, how are you currently organizing your client work? Or are you not organizing it at all? No shame either way. I've definitely been the everything lives in my inbox and memory person in the past. Let's start with this. Post-it notes are not a system. Neither is I'll remember that or I'll find that later. Spoiler, you won't. In my professional opinion and from working with dozens of coaches, Asana is perfect for coaches. Asana works for coaches because it gives you 4 magic things. Clarity, what needs to get done and when. Think no more guessing what's on your plate today or what fell through the cracks last week. It's all there, like your business's external brain. Then there's timeline tracking, so you're not guessing when to follow up or send that thing that you promised. If a client asks you to circle back in a month, you don't have to worry about forgetting. You just assign the task to future you. And then there's team coordination. Even if your team is just a VA or a podcast editor, you email twice a month. Instead of digging through 14 threads and trying to remember what you delegated, it's all in one place. Assign it, set the due date, and let it go. Then there's client experience. Now, smooth systems equal calmer clients and calmer you. When things don't fall through the cracks, your clients feel like they're in good hands, even if you're still in your cozy hoodie and you haven't washed your hair in 3 days. Again, hi. Well, not today, but sometimes when I'm not recording. Here's the thing about systems. They're not about being type A or a productivity robot. They're about compassion for your future self, for your current clients, and honestly, for your nervous system. Also, Asana's free plan is great. So if you've been burned by tools that charge you a whole software subscription before you even know if you like it, Asana is a good bet. And you can likely get away with using the free plan for at least a few years. Let's walk through what I consider the essential categories for coaches. If you've got these, you've got a working backend. So first is clients. Each client gets their own project, or if you work in phases, maybe just one shared workflow hub with sections for each client. This is where you track sessions, homework, resources you've shared, and that one feedback note you definitely don't want to forget. This is also where you can pop in links to Voxer threads or reminders to check in. It doesn't have to be fancy, it just needs to be functional for how you work. You can also link client Zoom recordings or shared docs here, so you're not digging through your drive like, wait, is this version 3 final, or just the kind of final one? Next, there's leads, pipeline style. You can use columns or custom fields if you are on a paid plan to track who's in what stage. One small change that made a big difference for me is adding due dates to follow up in case they forget to answer my email. Sometimes someone fills out your form and then life happens. This helps you remember who needs gentle nudging and who's ghosted you long enough to officially be archived. You can also automate some of this using forms and integrations, like having a discovery call intake form automatically land in your leads board if you are on a paid plan. But start simple. Even just having new inquiry, replied, discovery call, waiting, ghosted, and converted is a good beginning. Next up is marketing. This one's a lifesaver. I like a big marketing umbrella project that pulls together all of my separate projects for YouTube, email, social, and launches. You can map out your whole content plan without sticky notes falling off your desk in the middle of the night, or in my case, my cat trying to eat them and losing them. I also use it to keep track of topics I want to come back to later, or half-written drafts that didn't feel right in the moment, but might be perfect 6 months from now. Past you had ideas worth revisiting. A bonus tip, you can assign yourself tasks like write email about workshop and even schedule it for a specific day so you're not trying to batch content at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday when your brain feels like mashed potatoes. Next up is Business Hub. This is your digital filing cabinet. SOPs, logins, podcast guest guides, brand guides, it all lives here. So if you're ever thinking, I've done this before, why can't I remember how? This is the project you'll thank past you for. This is also where your assistant can go instead of pinging you on Slack, hey, where's that link again? Next is income and expenses. If this one stresses you out, same. But I made a system that made it way easier. If this part makes your brain ache, check out my Track It and Stack It workshop. It'll save your sanity. It walks you through how to organize your money in Asana with no spreadsheets or scary accounting lingo. You can track payments, revenue, monthly expenses, outsourcing, personal income, and even see a visual layout of where your money is going and coming from. And it doesn't require QuickBooks, promise. You can click up here to check it out, but it does require the paid plan, so just make sure to note that. All right, next up is professional development. For courses you've bought, masterminds you've joined, coaching calls you actually want to review someday, this is where they go so you're not buried in your inbox or Notion tabs. I like to split mine into in progress, complete, and purchased but not started yet. You can even make a little mini review checklist, like rewatch module 2, write 3 takeaways, actually implement something. Next up is website maintenance. Every coach has that list of tiny things they need to fix on their site. Fix links, make edits, new ideas. Pro tip, you can assign recurring check-ins every quarter to do a site sweep. That way, when your about page still says you're 30 years old, you can actually fix it before you're 35. Okay, next is collabs and affiliates. Affiliate links, promo dates, podcast swaps, guest trainings, it all adds up fast. This board helps you track who you're working with, when, and what you promised. You can also track how promos performed, whether it was worth your time, and any notes for next time, like remind them to send graphics earlier. It's a simple thing that helps you show up professionally, even if behind the scenes you're still recording videos in your pajama pants. Do you think I am right now? Now, if your brain's going, oh no, that's a lot, take a deep breath. Here's the rule. Done is better than perfect. Your Asana should help you breathe easier, not make you want to cry into your hoodie. Start with what matters most, usually clients and leads, then build from there. Use custom fields or tags to sort by client stage or priority, sections to keep things visually clear, and templates for repeat tasks, like onboarding a client or prepping a workshop. Also, don't be afraid to tweak things. You're not married to your first setup. If something doesn't work, you can always change it later. I change mine all the time. Even if it's messy behind the scenes, your systems can still help you show up for your people. And you don't have to tell anyone your podcast production process template was actually written at 1 a.m. the night before. So to recap, here are the 8 categories again: clients, leads, marketing, business info, income and expenses, professional development, website maintenance, and collabs and affiliates. If you want to see exactly how to track your money in Asana, go watch the Track It and Stack It workshop. I'll walk you through the whole thing step by step. It's super affordable, designed for people who get overwhelmed easily, and honestly, kind of fun. Especially the dashboard, it's my favorite part. If you want to check it out, you can head to samanthacasbrick.com/TISI. All right, thanks for hanging out with me. Go give your systems a little love. You deserve an organized business that doesn't rely on memory alone. I hope this video was helpful for you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.